Good morning, everyone. It's Andrea, and welcome to this edition of Talks in the Car. One of the best attributes, the best traits that you can develop in yourself is your ability to learn and to read people. Once you understand how somebody operates, once you understand somebody's character, once you understand how someone maneuvers, you can better position yourself in how you communicate with them. And so there are people who are very, very transparent. I'm someone who's like that. What you see is what you get. I'm not trying to hide who I am. I'm not trying to hide the type of person that I am. I'm very open with different things that have taken place in my life, because I feel like, once something has happened, once something has passed, then I can use that as a testimony of what God has done in my life, or I can use it to help somebody. It's okay, this is what I did to get past this, or whatever the situation is. So I'm very transparent. So when people talk to me, they can be very honest. They can be very, very open. I'm not in a place to judge what anybody does, because, I've done different things, in my younger days. And so I'm not up to judge, decisions and choices that people have made. So I'm very transparent. And then there are people who are very sneaky, who are very underhanded, very petty, very cunning. And there are people who have a very a personality where they have a wall up. Because of different experiences that they've had. And so all of those different personalities, you have to learn how to maneuver within those personalities so that you have the best type of communication with someone. If you are up against someone who is sneaky, who is petty, someone who always wants to be in the forefront, always wants to be center stage, you will learn how to maneuver around them. If you tend to be around someone who is not always truthful and they lie, you tend to be able to pick up on those signs, pick up on those things, so that you can kind of recognize when they're being truthful, when they're lying, and when they're kind of in the gray, where bits and pieces of what they're saying is both truth and deception. And so if you learn how to develop those skills, no matter where you go, no matter who you are dealing with, no matter the situation, you will be able to communicate and to deal with them effectively, because you've taken the time to learn somebody. That is so true in every imaginable relationship that you have. If you are in a marriage, or if you are with a significant other, if you learn to read them, if you learn to see what words that they choose to use in order to express themselves, if you look at their body language, if you look at how they act when they're angry, when they're unsure of themselves, when they're excited, when they're sad, when all of those emotions that people feel, if you learn to read all of those individual emotions and experiences that they have, you can better learn how to communicate with them. You can better learn how to talk. You know when to say things. You know when to show encouragement. You know when to be silent when it's not the time. One of the biggest lessons, and hear me well, one of the biggest lessons that I have learned when it comes to relationships of any kind, whether it's at my job, whether or not it's with, even with my son, with intimate relationships, is that I have learned when not to say anything. And it's a hard lesson that I've had to learn, because I was a person at one time who wouldn't necessarily go tick for tack. But if I knew that I was absolutely correct about something, then I was on a mission to prove what I was saying was right. But in that, I also learned that side of my personality was not beneficial. It was not helping a situation. In fact, it would oftentimes cause conflict or cause arguments with intimate relationships, because even though I knew I was right and I had receipts and could prove that I was right, it's not always beneficial. Sometimes you just have to be silent and let situations play out. And that's something that I really had to learn. And it's something that I have actively worked on, so that when I enter into a marriage, when I enter into new relationships, that will be something that won't be a hindrance or won't be a problem within the relationship. And so first of all, learn yourself, learn how you communicate, learn your triggers, learn those things that will help you be a better communicator. And then after you've kind of mastered who you are, then you can start learning the people that are around you. And since everybody is different, since everybody responds differently, you could have a same situation, but you have two different people or a group of people who are going to respond in different ways to that one situation. You need to take time to analyze every person that you're dealing with, especially people that you spend a tremendous amount of time with. So your children, your significant other, your spouse, your co-workers, your church family, people that you spend a tremendous amount of time with. Learn to read them. Learn to, like I said, look at their body language. Look at how they respond. Look at how they respond in times of conflict, how they joke, their types of jokes. When they're upset, listen how they respond. Do people cry? Do people yell? Do people slam doors? Do people feel the need to have to, just talk about things? Learn people, because once you have learned how to learn people, you will find that your communication skills will be even better. They'll be the best that you can. You will be able to have conversations with people in different situations that will not only benefit you, but will also be a way to enhance that relationship that you have with someone else. I had a situation that took place just over the weekend, and the revelation behind it, I was in listening to what somebody said on two separate occasions back to back on one subject. It made me walk away with a wow moment, and I was just like, oh my goodness, now I see how that person operates. Now I see the things that they do and the things that they say and how they are choosing to maneuver within a circumstance. So now, because I know that, I now have a better understanding and know how I can deal with that person. And how I deal with them is going to be totally unique to how I deal with someone else. But knowing what I know now is going to prove to be one of the best assets, because this is someone that I have to be around quite often. So once you learn someone, it is a treasure chest of gems that you can use throughout any of your relationships. So that is my word for you today, and I encourage you, take time to learn people. Learn yourself, but then take time to learn those individual people that are in your life, so that you can strengthen your communication skills, that you can strengthen how you talk to people. You can strengthen your listening skills, because when you listen and actively listen, not listen to respond, but listen to learn what people are saying, how they're saying it, listen to the words that they choose to use over other words to express themselves. Once you get into that pattern, watch your communication skills grow and thrive, and look at how you are better able to interact with people for the better. Have a super and a wonderful, great day. Brush up on your communication skills, and we will see you next time on Talks in the Car.